is a type of medicine that trains your body to fight any foreign agents.
Plants are helpful for the ecosystem.
It's an electronic device for storing and processing data.
The nervous system is all the collection of nerves in your body.
Yeast is a eukaryote.
Welcome to Spectacular Science, where it's all about science, with your host, Akshay.
Hey listeners, welcome back to this episode of Spectacular Science. I'm your host, Akshay. Welcome to the rainforest. I'm here, powered by my imagination, to find one of the most elusive and amazing creatures, the chameleon. The chameleon is able to camouflage in its environment, and you can barely see them, and they also have the ability to change color. How do they change color? And is it really to camouflage, or are there different reasons why chameleons change colors in the first place? Well, in this episode of Spectacular Science, I'm going to take you into this imaginary rainforest of wonder and mystery so that we can find the elusive chameleon and learn more about it. I'm not sure if I can really find the chameleon because it blends in so well, but let's see. Alright, time to go in here. Got your bug spray and your safari hat? Great. Let's go inside of this amazing jungle. This jungle is so big. I'm not sure if we can find the chameleon, but let's just use our imagination to try to find it. Now, before we go off trying to find the chameleon, let me introduce you to a chameleon. And let me tell you, chameleons are the definition of fast food. They get their food so fast. Let's just imagine this. A chameleon sits motionlessly on a tree. Suddenly, its sticky, 2-foot-long tongue snaps out at 13 miles an hour, wrapping around a cricket and whipping it, the yummy snack, back into the reptile's mouth. Now that is fast food. And the chameleon's swift eating style is just one of its many features that will leave you amazed and tongue-tied. Let's get right into it. Where do chameleons live? Well, chameleons mostly live in the rainforests and deserts of Africa. The color of their skin helps them blend in with their habitats. Chameleons that hang out in trees are usually green, and those that live in deserts are most often brown. They often change color to warm up or cool down. Turning darker helps warm the animals because dark colors absorb more heat. They also switch shades to communicate with each other. And using bright colors, they attract potential mates or warn enemies. So chameleons don't always use their camouflage superpowers when they are trying to hunt or when they're trying to avoid getting eaten. They do that because there are different factors, and even factors like the chameleon's emotions, like if they're stressed about something or if they're lively, that also impacts their color. It's like you changing colors whenever you feel happy or sad or even excited. So how exactly does the chameleon change colors? Well, the outer layer of their skin is see-through, and beneath that are layers of special cells called pigment, the substance that gives plants and animals, including you, color. So they're little organs called chromatophores, and these chromatophores are filled to the brim with pigment. And when the brain sends a signal to it, it releases that pigment. To display a new color, the brain sends a message for these cells to get bigger or smaller. As this happens, pigments from different cells are released, and they mix with each other to create new skin tones. For example, if we have a chameleon that is red and blue, the pigments might mix together to turn purple. This pigment is what allows it to change color. And these chromatophores, these special organs, also allow it to change colors. Now, as we talked about earlier, they don't always change colors to blend in, but that usually helps them as well. When they detect a color around them, they will change to that color, and they'll be camouflage. For example, these chameleons that maybe are in the trees around us, when they see their prey, like a fruit fly or a cricket, they will immediately latch out their tongue. And they do this because they need to eat that prey fast, or the prey will run away. The chameleon's tongue is one of its most amazing superpowers. That 2-foot-long sticky tongue can uncoil up to 13 miles an hour, and it can just snatch its prey out of the air, even if that prey is flying mid-air. Camouflage, added to this amazing uncoiling tongue, gives the chameleons so many superpowers, and they use these superpowers to find their food, attract mates, and just survive in general. These chameleons are truly amazing. There are over 150 species of chameleons, ranging from the size of your thumbnail to that of a house cat. Some species of chameleons, such as the tiger chameleon, are endangered, but others are not. No matter their differences, all chameleons have an amazing pair of eyes. Their eyes can move in 2 different directions at once, giving the lizards a panoramic vision of their surroundings. And this eye-popping reptile really knows how to scale up that cool factor. These eyes help them spot their prey for anywhere. If you've noticed, all of these adaptations that they've evolved over time are to find prey. And to find prey in the rainforest is pretty hard because all their prey is flying around. And these chameleons use blending in, lightning-fast tongues, and amazing eyes to do all of this. It is so cool how all these adaptations are packed into one animal. One tiny animal has all of this. Chameleons that live in rainforests are all built to handle the trees. They have special toes on each leg, in fact 5 toes on each foot that are grouped together into bigger bunches. And these toes, their hind feet are reversed, and that means that these feet allow the chameleons to grip onto rough or narrow branches with ease, aided by the sharp claw on each toe. They also have prehensile tails, which means that tails are especially adapted for gripping onto branches and allowing them to move. Chameleons are able to curl several times around a branch, helping them balance and hold on. This is also one of the positions that these animals hunt in. And this is one of the positions that chameleons are well known for. Chameleons have this basically amazing hunting package. It's like all you could ask for. You have eyes, you have camouflage, you have a long sticky tongue, and you have all these feet and a tail that helps them hunt for prey. It is so cool to think that all these adaptations are in one animal. I wish we had a suit that could make humans act like chameleons, and we could climb up walls, and we could even change colors, reflecting our mood. Well, I'll be really happy right now. Well, I think that needs a lot of lab development. Well, I gotta go back to my imaginary lab after I leave this forest. I just have to find my way out. Oh, here's a map. Okay, I'll be back in my lab in no time. But before I go up to my lab, what did we learn today? We learned that chameleons are reptiles and lizards that live in many tropical environments in Africa, and even desert environments. Chameleons that live in trees are usually green, and chameleons that live in the deserts are usually brown. And they're able to change colors based on their mood, or if they want to show off to mates, or want to hide from predators. And they do this by using chromatophores, tiny organs in their skin. And these organs release pigments when the brain wants them to, and that makes the different colors that you see on chameleons. Chameleons also have a prehensile tail, or a tail that they're able to move, very good feet for climbing and for walking across desert environments, and even eyes that can see in all directions, including a tongue. All of these adaptations help the chameleon adapt to its environments and for it to survive and for it to have a great meal. That's what I call fast food. Having a tongue that can get you food at over 13 miles an hour. That's what I want. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Spectacular Science. Spectacular Science is a science podcast created by me, Akshay Raman. It's also produced by me. Our theme song is by Charan Ramachandran. Special thanks to Varun Ramachandran. Please visit spectacularsci.com, my podcast website, to find interactive activities, articles, and blog posts. You can also find the link to sign up for the Spectacular Science membership, where you can get lots of bonus content. You can also find the link to sign up in the show notes below. You can also contact me at spectacularsci.com/contact or email me at podcast@spectacularsci.com. I love interacting with my listeners, and I love it when people reach out to me asking me science questions and giving me episode recommendations. Thank you so much. Also, please subscribe wherever you're listening right now. It really helps, and you'll be updated whenever we release a new episode. It also helps me create new episodes and encourages me a lot. Thank you so much for all your support. Thanks for listening to this episode, and we'll see you on the next episode of Spectacular Science next week. Keep thinking about science.